Hey guys, I was gonna do kind of a silent live stream, but since I've got some people on here, I figured I would say something. Hey guys, I was gonna do Sorry about that. Working with two phones here. But anyway, I guess I can go ahead and say some of these, out loud. I urge you guys to say this to yourself, screenshot this. I mean, of course you can always come back to this video, but sometimes when you hear yourself say words, it plants seeds into your subconscious, especially before you go to bed at night. And you can sleep on it and it can encourage you and you can wake up and say these. And I'll just go ahead and say them right now. I am stronger than any urge or craving. I choose my well being every day. I don't think I said that right. Let me say it again. I am stronger than any urge or craving. I choose my well being every day. Each day, I am rebuilding my life with hope, courage, and self respect. I forgive myself for my past and I embraced a future filled with positive choices. I am in control of my actions and I have the power to create lasting change. I am worthy of a life free from addiction and I deserve happiness and peace. With every challenge I overcome, I become more and more resilient and empowered. So, guys, it's all about choosing freedom. That's what breaking free from addiction is about, choosing freedom, choosing peace, choosing happiness. Because you truly do not have peace when you have addiction, especially gambling addiction. There is no peace, it just doesn't exist. And so that's one of the things that you can focus on, really, that desire for peace, just to have a peace of mind, not to worry about where your next dollar is coming from, not to worry about winning. That's the worry that a gambling addict has a worry every day about winning. You get the money, okay? You worried about getting the money, now you got the money, right? You got a lump of cash, now you're worried about winning. How are you gonna win? And before you even get in the door or click on the app on your phone, you lost because you're stressing and worrying. And then when you start to play, you're stressing and worrying. The whole time, you worrying about losing, right? And then when you win, when you start winning, when you start winning those hands of blackjack, when you start winning that bonus, when you get that bonus on the slot machine and you win that money, guess what? Now you worried about losing. As soon as you win the money, you are worried about losing the money. So you worried before, you worried about getting the money. Now you got the money to gamble. Now you worried about if you're going to lose. And then while you're playing and you win, you worried about losing or winning more. The whole time you're worrying, you have no peace. That's not fun. That is miserable. And I know because I remember those days the whole time. It's disgusting. It's sickening. And so these are the things that you need to remind yourself of and focus on as you step into your recovery journey, or you start your recovery journey, or you make that decision today and say, you know what? I'm tired of worrying. I do not want to worry anymore. I don't want to worry about money. I don't want to worry about winning. I don't want to worry about losing. I want peace. It's bad enough even with money and making money and saving money, you still got to worry about bills. So when you gamble, you maxing out on the worry. It's 1,000 times worse. You already got everyday life that you have to worry about. Now, when you gamble and you have a gambling addiction, because it's important to make that distinction, because not everybody that gambles has a gambling addiction. I have to constantly remind myself of that. I get all these people in my comments every single day reminding me that everybody doesn't have a gambling addiction. And I'm glad that they do it. It's like a love-hate relationship with those comments. It's like I love it because it reminds me not everybody has a gambling addiction. But at the same time, my channel is dedicated to those that do have a gambling addiction and that are on that journey. And so you guys are my priority. You know, I try to be nice to the people that are just there and talk about how much money they win and how things are so great. Oh, yeah, I just won 60K on a slot. I only put a couple of hundred in there. Okay, good for you. I always say that. Good for you. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your contribution. But this channel is dedicated to those that are struggling, the real struggle, you know. So I just wanted to put these words of wisdom, these words of inspiration, these affirmations for you guys to look at. You can look at it, you can stare at it and zone out on it. But the main thing is to feed it into your mind, feed it into your soul, and meditate on it, digest it, and allow it to work on your subconscious mind so that you can either take the steps to break free from this, or this can be reinforcement, encouragement along the way as you climb up the ladder towards full, successful recovery and ultimately freedom. This is one less thing that you would have to worry about, you know? That's the one thing about being in recovery is it's like one less thing you have to worry about because it's a heavy burden. Gambling, having that addiction is a heavy burden. Like I said, every day you're worried about winning, you're worried about losing, you're worried about having money. And I think the most craziest thing about having a gambling addiction is having a pocket full of money and just that anxiousness and anxiety that you have before you even start gambling. That right there is what draws the negativity to you, the toxicity of the addiction. Because once those negative thoughts come into your mind, like it's a low likelihood that you're gonna win like that. You can't really win like that when you got those negative vibes. That's the dichotomy of gambling that I just will never understand. Like as much as I would try to think so positive, yeah, I'm gonna win. I'm gonna get this. I'm gonna go in there and win. And I really be like, yeah, I could visualize myself winning. And then that doubt, that ugliness, that dark cloud come over my mind of fear, a small little inkling of fear, a small little possibility that I might lose, you know, and it can be anything that'll set me off. It could be a bum trying to ask me for some money in a casino or something, or just a regular person down on their luck, begging me for $1 or begging me for a $5 chip, you know, crazy stuff like that. That stuff used to always kill me. Like, you know, I would be playing at the blackjack table and then somebody who lost sitting there at the table with no money begging me for a couple of dollars. That just will mess up my whole vibe. I mean, seriously, people begging at the casino. I've lived that life, guys. I've experienced that. And that is the ultimate. That's the ultimate rock bottom. When you in a casino and you lost every dime and in there begging. I don't know how those people even do it. I don't know how they're in the casino and have nothing. I mean, when I lose, it's like I want to run up out of there so fast. I don't want to eat. I barely want to go to the restroom. I just want to get out of there. So when I used to see people malingering and just walking around and got their eyes to the ground looking for money, looking for chips on the ground and somebody drop, I just said, wow. Like, it's just it's a wild thing. I used to see that time and time again. So yeah, It's definitely a heavy burden, and you just have to constantly visualize yourself on the other side of it, you know. And I know that's easy. It's easier said than done, but you got to start taking the steps. Once you start taking the steps, acknowledging that it is a problem, because a lot of people are in denial. I know a lot of people are in denial. I see a lot of people, a lot of those people that are talking about, oh yeah, I won this amount of money, I won that. If you really truly were winning at gambling, you wouldn't take the time to even look at my channel. You would have no desire to look at my channel. You wouldn't have any desire to comment under my videos. It's something in them that's letting them know that they might have a problem, but they haven't recognized it and they don't want to face the facts. Even if you winning, just because you winning don't mean you don't have a problem. Just because you 10,000 up don't mean you have a problem. Like I said in many other videos, the more that you gamble, the more likelihood that you will develop an addiction. It doesn't matter how much money you got. It doesn't. What matters is the frequency that you are gambling and that it is working on your brain and setting up shop, flooding your brain with dopamine. You getting hooked on that dopamine. It's not the gambling you're really hooked on. It's the feeling behind the gambling that you're hooked on. That feel good feeling that we all know about, that we all love. It feels so good. I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you and deny it. It feels so good when you're in there. It's a good feeling. And that's why you can't stop. That's why you cannot stop, because it feels so good. Just thinking about it sometimes. That's the messed up part about it. It feels so good and it do you so bad. And I honestly, to this day, cannot sit up and tell you that it's like, there's just nothing that I can really say except that you have to create a routine of separating yourself from this thing. There is no easy way. You have to work hard to fight this thing off you. You have to work very hard. You have to be committed. You have to commit to yourself. And you have to create a why. Why am I doing this? Am I doing this for my family? Am I doing this for my children? Are you doing it for are you doing it? Doing it for yourself is not really, I mean, doing it for yourself, I can't say that it's enough. You need something stronger than that. You definitely need something stronger than that. Maybe like if you're doing it for yourself, you have to say, I'm doing this because I want a better life, because I want to buy a house, because I want to be financially stable or financially free. You have to have something way more impactful than just, oh, I just want to do this for myself. No, you gotta have something way more specific than that. So with me, I wanted people to be proud of me. I wanted people to, this might sound a little self-absorbed, but I wanted people to think highly of me. I didn't want people to think low of me. I mean, if we all have to choose between one or the other, you definitely want people to think higher of you. You don't want people to think of you or look at you like you're a bum or a loser. That's a bad feeling. And that's the reputation that a gambling addicted person has oftentimes. The way the people around them perceive them is of a very negative perception. And so just that, I want people to think highly of me. I want people to, look up to me. And having that reason, having that why can keep you going. But you have to choose, you have to give yourself a mission statement when you decide that you're going to stop gambling. That mission statement is going to hold you accountable. So, I think that's all I have to say. I'm going to keep this up pretty much throughout the night, guys. So it's here for you. And, you know, this video is going to be, I'm going to keep this video up. And as long as this live hopefully will continue on throughout the night, I'm going to keep it up here. But I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Peace and love to you guys. And I wish you well. Take it one day at a time. That's all you can do. All you can do is put one foot in front of the other. Have a good night.